Floki. Can you move your legs, please? Thank you.
Spooky.
Spooky. Spooky Floki. Good afternoon. Evening. You are in silence.
Yes. You know the group, the Silences?
No, but I know that a silencer is different from being silent.
The silence. Okay, go ahead. Start reading. Let's see where we go.
Okay, we are reading the second part of the chapter that is called Back Home. And the last episode we stopped with the lady Andrea, the very prim and proper business lady, visiting you in Alvera and being touched by Lady Fatima and not being able to talk for 3 days, or she chose not to talk rather than saying something stupid because she felt that an iron ring that was around her heart.
She was not aware that we are as stupid as she feared to become.
That's another way to look at it,
yes. No, go.
I'm having a déjà vu. Somewhere this happened before. Okay, so we continue. Once again, we set off on our journey to Istanbul.
Otra vez?
Again?
Why we did not settle there? Coming, going, what for?
We would have less to read.
Okay then. Okay. We go back.
Dolores had talked at home about a photograph that she had seen on a previous visit to Turkey. The picture showed Kemal Baba and a cat.
There.
That picture.
That picture.
That has the lamp right above it.
So that's it. If by chance he did not come in his lifetime to the point to be enlightened,
we have given him the light. Dolores asked me to ask the Baba to give her a print of this photo.
No, that's not true. No, that's not
yes,
like
we said,
that.
Dolores said to me...
I would like to have that photo.
Yes.
She did not ask me to ask the Baba because I wouldn't.
Mm.
Because I couldn't talk with him, hardly.
Yeah.
So she just mentioned, have you seen that photo? That's so beautiful. I would like to have that photo. That's it. Nothing else.
On the first evening, when we sat with the Baba, he took an envelope out of his pocket and handed it to my companion with the words, "Is this what you wanted?" Inside the envelope was a picture of him with that cat, without ever having asked for it beforehand. At least not in his presence. Somewhere.
The secret way.
The secret way. Like what I did with Nia.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That's what I did with you.
But you did not know me.
No. No, for example, with the shed. I made, say, look, let's see, when we clean that, when we put our workshop there, if the idea comes up in them, you and your mother, we could make a workshop, and we cleaned it, and we could make a workshop. Yeah.
Yes, it travels. It travels, and we hear and we obey. If we bring it out, it can actually make a difference. Yeah.
So, what now?
That same evening, he, that is the Baba, said to me, "You are here to plant seeds. It is not your business to watch these seeds grow. Often, they will not grow in the person you have in front of you, but in the next generation. But that is none of your business."
So he told me the truth. In other words, he said, you will have the most fucked up job in the world. Never no one will say thank you to you.
Yeah. Because either it doesn't happen in their lifetime, if it does, they don't realize.
Or they do not realize, they do not know what is happening to them. And then some people later, they come back and say, oh wow, yeah, that changed my life. A lot of people just disappear and they are not aware.
Or they never reach out to say thank you. That can also happen.
Can happen.
Can you just sneeze?
Oh.
Excuse me.
May you be blessed.
Thank you.
Okay.
we came with several people. We had come with several people.
Yes.
One evening, while we were eating on a terrace in a restaurant, a beggar came, leaning on 2 crutches, and asked for a gift. Oh, I know what's coming.
Okay, the story was in reality that we were sitting there. It was a street, a passage with no cars. And in front, on the other side, on the opposite side, in a restaurant, there were sitting a group of Jews, young people. And they started to sing very nicely their songs. Mm-hmm. And I said to my people, well, come on, gather some money. And we would say, well, take that. It's so nice that you are singing here, no? And of course they refused. They said, no, we don't want the money. And in that moment, the beggar showed up.
Okay, and now I continue to read? Okay. So the beggar came leaning on 2 crutches and was asking for a gift, money, something. I told my people, well, the money was already in the cap, a lot of money was raised. And when we handed the hat to the beggar, he couldn't believe his eyes. He dropped his crutches, grabbed the hat, and ran into the street. However, he stumbled at the edge of the sidewalk. The cap slipped from his hands and all the money lay on the asphalt. One of our group stood up, helped the man gather the money and handed him his crutches. We all laughed and the beggar gratefully joined in the laughter. That's a good situation,
nice,
huh?
No, that was absolutely nice. No?
With Nadia, our friend Hendrik's wife, we visited a cemetery and the grave of a holy Baba who is well known in Istanbul. This Baba always had a black cat around him during his lifetime. We were told that a mother once went to Baba to ask for help. Her son had been missing for several years. He had been taken to another country as a prisoner during the war. His mother wanted to see him again. And the Baba said, "Agreed, I will send my cat to take him home." The cat left the room and returned a short time later, followed by the son. The son had a long knife in his hand and was dressed like a cook. Mother and son hugged each other. Then the son told how he had become a prisoner of the Italians and how they had taken him to Italy. There, they let him work for them as a cook. He said, "I was cleaning a fish when a cat came into the kitchen and stole the fish from me. I ran after the cat with my knife in my hand and suddenly I'm here." So he was in Italy. And he's in Turkey. Well, that's the story that the tomb keeper told us. We said goodbye.
As I have seen things like that with the flower shop or the truck driver, I believe that. Maybe it's a story. I consider it could be real. It could be possible.
We don't know.
No?
So
now we are trying to figure out this transportation, beaming people somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
No, maybe it always existed. No?
I suppose it always existed.
They beamed you here. Why are
they
you
beamed me here?
They beamed you here.
So this is the story that the tomb keeper told us. We said goodbye, and near the exit gate of the cemetery, we saw a very small grave. It appeared to be a child's grave. The guard remarked, "That is where the cat is buried." The old gravestones in Turkey show the spiritual level of the deceased due to their shape. The cat was therefore...
The shape of the tombstone. No?
Yes. The cat was therefore a Baba. So the tombstone that they made for the cat showed the status...
The person buried there was in the state of a Baba.
Of a Baba. Nadia asked me if it was okay to pray for the cat's soul. I agreed, and so we all said a little prayer for it. The next day, Julia, one of my students who had stayed in Spain, so she wasn't there with you, called me and talked about a dream she had had the previous night. I was standing at the steps in front of my front door. A black cat came running towards me, jumped into my arms, and put its paws around my neck. And I heard a voice saying, "This is a great Baba's cat which recognizes the people who belong to his family." Strangely, the woman was Italian.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it.
Nothing else to say, no? No. There are a few very beautiful islands very close to Istanbul. On a sunny day, we set out to visit the Princess Islands. It was Sunday, and these islands are a popular excursion destination for the city's residents. The ship was very crowded and there was no place to sit. Through a window, we watched a woman sitting on one of the wooden benches next to the railing. The woman looked over at me and Dolores and motioned for us to come over to her. She made room for us on the bench. The woman told us that she lived in Auroville in India and was convinced that she had been a dolphin in a past life. She was going to the island to swim. Long ago, she had been married to a diplomat sent to Africa to do his work. His workplace was inland, very far from the sea. She left her husband because she was unable to go more than 2 days without going into the sea. Since I wanted to give the woman a gift, I reached into my backpack and pulled out a CD of our music group. The group was called Yunus. The woman's eyes filled with tears and she explained to us that Yunus means dolphin in Turkish.
Mm-hmm.
Later, when we came ashore and said goodbye to her, she said to my people, "This man is an angel. Follow him and guard him."
She was a dolphin, she could see.
So Yunus has a lot of different meanings then, no? So it is written
Well, for me
you
it was
and
like
nu,
you with capital letter and nu as
the French
with
word.
small letter. So it meant you, the creator, big, and we are small. That was for us the meaning we gave it.
And then it's also just listening, Yunus Emre, the Sufi poet, contemporary of Rumi. And now Yunus, the dolphin.
Yes.
We went to Konya again to visit the grave of Mevlana Rumi. In a restaurant, the waiter came to our...
What I said last time, that that lady, then I feel very much connected to the North American, Native American Indians. And the lady said, "I'm very sorry for the harm they did to your people." Oh, she said that.
She believed in past lives, right? Believing that she was a dolphin in past lives. So maybe there's a connection of being able to...
She felt it.
Yeah, I mean, saying that to a German, not very sorry what they did to your people. That wouldn't make a lot of sense.
Okay.
Go on?
Go
Okay.
on.
So we went to Konya again to visit the grave of Mevlana Rumi. In a restaurant, the waiter came to our table, looked at me and said to my people, "This man is completely clean." I started to laugh and replied that he should ask my companion if that was really the case. He laughed and added, "You know what I mean. And I hope that one day they will understand too."
Oh, they did not. Sorry.
We met a young Turkish couple. They invited us to dinner at the house of an acquaintance who was studying in Konya. One of our companions was a Turkish woman named Aydan who lived with us in Spain.
This young Turkish couple we met on the bus. We went by bus to Konya, and at that time I had a cell phone from the company from Nokia. No, and Nokia, they had an advertisement. The advertisement was connecting people. What you do, what you should do or could do with a cell phone. But that guy, he was sitting quite far away behind us. And they left before we reached Konya in a different place. And he just came by and he said to me, "So you are here for connecting people?" What is that?
Yeah.
And then we met them when we went to visit Rumi. We met them again. And they brought us to this Turkish friend they had.
Okay. So the Turkish woman...
We went to the gardens where we went to. We went to the gardens where Rumi's cook is buried. And then this friend came and she invited us to her house.
Okay. And amongst your group of people was a Turkish woman named Aydan.
Same.
But she was living with you in Spain.
Yes.
The hostess, who had invited you for dinner, was very interested in my stories, but since she didn't understand English, Aydan translated for her. At one moment, the hostess looked at Aydan and said, "You are not translating what he says. You don't understand him. I can understand every word that this man says, even if he speaks in English." And then she went on to explain the true meaning of my words, and she really understood everything. This happens multiple times, no? That language is not a barrier. Many times. To say goodbye to this fantastic city and to Rumi, we went to the mausoleum late in the evening. It was already closed, and so we sat down in a small park in front of the gates to the burial site. A boy offered to bring tea for us. I gave him the last of my Turkish money, a larger bill that I had in my pocket, and the boy ran to the tea house. At that moment, a disabled man appeared who wanted to sell us something. With my 3 words in Turkish, I tried to explain to him that I had no money at the moment and that he should wait for the boy to return. Then I would buy something from him with the remaining money. The salesman went for a walk around the park and came back. The boy with the tea still hadn't shown up. I would have liked to buy something from the man, but I only had a €50 bill in my pocket and I didn't want to give it to him. The disabled man stopped in front of us, turned to me, and crossed his arms and feet. This is the pose that a dervish takes in front of his master. Then the man walked a little...
Bowed down.
And bowed down. Then the man walked a little further, opened his backpack and took something out. He came back and handed Dolores a wooden spoon on which were written the following words: "If you look for the perfect friend, you will be without friends."
Yes.
The man
maybe normal people would say, well, there's no perfect human being. You cannot have a perfect friend. That's not. But it doesn't. It's not talking about that. The perfect friend in this case is the Creator. That's the only perfect thing. And if you are looking for that, you will be without friends. The whole world will be separated, separating from you. You will be alone.
The man disappeared, and then the boy appeared with our tea.
Yes.
Back in Istanbul, we visited Baba again. He was in the hospital having suffered another heart attack. When I came into the room, he was lying on the bed sleeping. I wanted to take his hand, but another Baba who was looking after him told me to follow him to the balcony. And there he explained that Kemal Baba had predicted my arrival and that he was asleep at that moment. But very soon he would wake up. And so it happened. I spoke to the Baba about the difficulties we were having staying in our new home, the watermill. The problems were mainly financial. Kemal Baba agreed to return to Granada, that we returned to Granada, and gave us his blessing for it. Before we started this journey, I pointed out to my people that it would be the last time they would meet the Baba. Shortly afterwards, we received the news of his passing. He had left this world. Chapter over.
Chapter over.
Chapter over.
Finished? Okay, then finished.
You want to say something? Add something?
Well, but I remember when the news came that he had passed away, we were in a concert, a rock and roll concert, and the concert was over. We were standing in front of the stage. It was a concert we did not enjoy. It was very strange music. And a woman came in towards us and said, we received a call from Istanbul that Kemal Baba passed away. And I said to her, give a shit about that, because I'm in a concert. I don't mind. And then when we were driving back in the car, I said to people, if anyone here would say one word about that, I will kick you out of the car. That is something like to be in the moment. I'm doing that now, I'm watching the concert. I want to talk to these people or whatever. And then later we will take care of the other thing, but not right now.
Yeah, if it is not urgent, because I mean, when he's dead, right?
Well, you have to be in that moment. And of course it's not urgent because there's nothing to do. No?
Yeah. If it was an accident like with your son, that's different. You rush there, right, to see and help.
You still have hope to do something. And also that there was no sadness.
It was his time, no?
I mean, that's how life is, no? No.
Does it also somewhere connect to, well, he was your master, but you were also a master of a group of people. And he was probably older and had like a whole lot of disciples, and he had suffered multiple heart attacks, so it's not like he was in great health. That it's, well, one, a lonely job and journey, and a lot of pain and suffering. Is there somewhere that it's the death is actually a relief? Is there somewhere?
Well, that is what anyone who feels close to that source is wishing to go home better today than tomorrow.
Yeah. But while
because
you're
this
here,
is only suffering. But now, as that supposedly this source wants you to be here, you remember the song Defender we read before? Now my son, and now you take over because you are the defender God has sent, and now it's your turn, and you know more or less how it will go. But I hope you will do your job. No?
Yeah.
Well, that's it, and then. Like often these people, they, like Rumi, I think he asked them, make a big feast when I go, because it's my wedding day with my Lord, with my Creator, so
I'm
that's
going back
the most happy day of my life, no? So there's no sadness, no.
The fear of death does not exist. It's more something.
No, it's a transition. No, as we say, to go back to the light. No, would you like to experience the transition from that life you are experiencing now back to the light? Yeah.
We are referring to hypnosis and past life regression. We don't know if it's a past life, but yeah.
No, and of course we would like to experience that, no? Well, that's when you see that religious people and they are protected with this bulletproof glass. You say, so what do you have to offer? I mean, you should be the first person, if you are really connected, you should more or less know when it will come. Maybe even how it will come. It depends. And you should wish for it. The earlier the better.
I wonder, as you're saying that, I wonder if it is these religious people are usually part of an institution, no? Like I think of the Pope and whatever. Is it really the Pope's choice, or is it the institutions?
No, maybe it's an institution. Maybe you could look to Trump, for example. Well, that's a different case. It's a politician. But there also it's questionable if he then said, I want to have that screen, or if they say, no, we want to have that screen because we don't want to lose you. Well,
or it creates chaos if you go. Yeah.
Also. But I mean, the person, like the Pope or anyone, should know and should agree completely, because if you believe in the creating source, then whatever happens is defined or chosen by that creating source, and that's it. And you should be the first one agreeing with that. No, maybe you do not agree in small details the whole day and say, well,
maybe it's just not pleasant.
No, but because it's not always pleasant. But in general, you should agree. No, you said, well, that's it. No. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
On that happy note.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.